How's it going, everyone? This is Black Mamba 44 coming back at you with some more Tyranny. So last time we played, we basically just went through character customization and story elements. So you can make it so it's sort of like, oh, just sort of randomize my story or give me the basic one. But you know what we went through was a little bit different. So we're just going to continue. There's this skull that's spitting out blood from its eyes. You know, I know how it feels. I'm sure everyone does. Alright, so we last left off with Aurora. So we left click, move up. Alright, before I start talking, just so everyone knows, there is dialogue in here. However, some of the minor characters, they do not speak. So, I'll be reading through minor characters, but major characters will talk. So, Aurora says, Kairos the Overlord be praised. When I heard the avalanche, I feared the valley was sealed with you on the other side. Disfavored warrior claps her gauntlet to her breastplate, the traditional salute of her legion. Continue. And I have gained favor with the disfavored. So the commander won't say why the governor of Lethian's Crossing would be coming, but since we have no forges here, I imagine you're here to knock some sense into the voices of Narad. She catches herself, clearing her throat with a smile. I mean, mediate with the Archon so that we might agree on a plan to wipe out these Oathbreakers. So like I said, green text. These are our choices. So it's a conquest decision. And in the year 429 TR, second year of the Conquest of the Tears, we were assigned as a governor of Lethian's Crossing, overseeing the Iron Forges, and tasked with supplying the host of war. Tiny settlement grew quickly that year, and before leaving, you assigned control of the settlement to the disfavored. I mean, I can right-click and it'll have a lot more information going into it, but that's what I mean. So it's it also mentions Oathbreakers here. So it's in honor of the Vendrian Guard. I'm horrible at saying this. I think it's Renegine or Renegine or some shit. But in honor of the Vendrian Guard, Renegine on the surrender of 429 soldiers in both the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus now refer to these tiersmen as Oathbreakers. It is perhaps one of the few points of agreement between the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus. So we have a few choices. We can glare silently like we're fucking 13 years old. We can say, I'm in a hurry to deliver a message to the Archons. I'm not going to go through this. I think I'm just going to say whatever I think my character would. We're guild apprentice, so if it's magic, I think my character would be more interested in magic and wouldn't really care about soldiers or nothing. Can you hear that hum in the air? That glow around the rocks? The avalanche is Kairos' magic. The Overlord has sealed the valley. Gained 15 lore skill experience. So, Aurora says, your senses see more than mine, good fate binder. I do not pretend to know much about such things, but if that was Kairos' magic, and you're here on important business, well, you don't have to be the Archon of Secrets to guess that you're here to proclaim an edict. What does Kairos have in store for the enemy? 10 years of festering plague, an edict of twisted bones, so I think I'm just gonna focus on the Archon. So, actually, so she mentions that she sort of knows the edict. I come bearing an edict of Kairos. Their soldiers will complete their task or die. She says, the edict is leveled against us? She gets scared as fuck. But the Scarlet Chorus prevents us from taking action. Why would the Overlord punish both of... And she... Forgive me, it's not my place to question. We should have conquered the enemy within weeks of arriving in the valley. The delay reflects poorly on all of us. So let's see. So yeah, I think that my character will be more sort of like, I don't know. I'll probably change it up, like, you know, to whatever I think. But 2 Archons and their armies cannot take a citadel they've taken before. Of course Kairos is displeased. So now we gained Wrath with the disfavored. So if you look here, it has disfavored. So it's favor and wrath. Favor basically is like, oh, like they actually like you. Wrath is more like, I'm vengeful against her. You know, she's sort of an asshole to us. That's pretty shitty. So Aurora says, your words sting, but they're not false. The soldiers stand ready, yet the Archons never issue the charge. If anything can force them to act, it will be the Overlord's edict. Well, you've traveled a long way. I won't keep you further. I'm sure the Archons will want to hear from you at... And her voice falls silent, her attention snapping eastward with alarm. Did he hear that? More runners, 3rd time this week. The Oathbreakers keep trying to send messengers through the mountains to gather help from outside the valley. She points over to the collapsed path by which you arrived. They're a bit too late for that now, so come, let's show these Oathbreakers, and you can keep reading about that, a good fight. And she's gonna go up. So I'm gonna pause really fast. So we have a new quest. Welcome to Ruin. So this is basically my little quest marker. I can look here. Conqueror's Will is basically saying that you have to go and meet with Graven Ash and Voices of Narat. And then we can go to spell creation. Now we have the Sigil of Frost, and we have a Sigil of Focused Intent. So we already have this. I'm going to be messing around with this a lot more. Last time I wasn't really, you know, focused on one specific thing. So there's Aurora saying for the glory of Kairos. And let's do Frozen Grasp on you.
Will do.
Alright. Nice.
Take that!
Alright, looks like she took a little health potion or something, so she won't die. It's near death. So one-handed weapons plus 0, but we have parry. We got hit that last time, so... Alright, so some enemies will have, they'll have items, you can loot stuff. So you have 2 options. You can loot onto yourself, or you can loot into the party stash. So we have Potion of Protection and a Whetstone. We can also look over here. Desiccated corpses line the road of victory to Vendrian's Wall, an example of the fate those who resist Kairos' will.
Will do.
Alright, so this is going to be interesting. So, I don't think I've talked to her before, but, yeah, so we should be vigilant and deal with the remaining Oathbreakers in the pass. I don't mean like, I don't think I talked to her like 50 seconds ago, right? But, I've never talked to her in the middle of combat. So this seems like a suicide mission. So what did the Vendrian Guard hope to accomplish? She says, from what we learned from the other prisoners, the runners are instructed to escape the valley and drum up support for the Oathbreakers' cause elsewhere in the tiers. She shrugs. I don't know who they think will listen to their pleas. We smashed every army, fortress, and self-proclaimed ruler these low-born tiersmen have to offer. Perhaps they think the wild beasts will rally to their side? So we can say disfavored victory has soaked the tiers with fear. I doubt anyone would rally to their hopeless cause. And that would sort of like boost her up, and I think your favor with the disfavored would go up. Or you can sort of shit on her. I'll just be chill. So yeah, we gained some favor. So my thoughts exactly, they lost this war years ago. It was a little more than the last gasp of dying people. And I'll say, I've been traveling for days. How much longer until I reach the Archons? You're almost to your destination. Once we clear the pass of the enemy, just head south down the foothills. There should just be a matter of hours to the encampments. carry on.
Queen!
So we have two choices. We can go up here. And if we had 30 athletics, we could move the boulder. I wish I could show you guys, because that's actually badass. But as it is, we're just going to squeeze through the gap. So yeah. So now we're here. We're going to freeze you. And then we're going to thrust, because we're basically at a... We're gonna take out our fucking hammer, and we're gonna go badass. We're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it to it. So be prepared. Oh, got him. So where is it that? For some reason I'm okay. Here it is. So we have two weapon sets. Well, three. We have unarmed. We have our lesser staff. That deals 13 frost. And its recovery is plus 2.25. And then we also have our war mace, 1622 crush. I'm gonna equip that because we're in close range combat. So I should be able to really fuck this guy up. Yeah, so he is already near death. Oh, damn, Gibbs.
Right.
I think we'll thrust. Yeah. So all these abilities give us some additional. They give us additional things for like our party and everything. So we'll bring the honor guard down, then we'll switch back to the staff. So we have a stone shield who's fighting that guy. I haven't attacked in like forever. There we go. Switch to staff. Let's just start going nuts with it, using our magic. Oh, frozen. Nice.
Will do.
There we go. Cool. You did it. So we have a Sun Soldier's Javelin. We can sell all this. That's the only reason I'll take it. We can go up. We can talk to the Stone Shield. Stone Shield, don't bother with me. Go down to the pass. Drastus. Soldier clutches his gun and winces. You can see a hint of entrails between his fingers. And I'll say, you're wounded and it's not trivial. He laughs through clenched teeth. This, but a scratch. I've seen twice as worse 10 times over. Doubles over in pain, gagging and shivering. And then I can say, if you let me help. He says, I said I'm fine. And the soldier moans and shakes his head. Graven Ash protects. You go on and help the others. If we go over this, basically Graven Ash, just to give a quick summary, since he's an Archon, somehow he's able to shield his soldiers from injury and fatigue. That doesn't mean that his soldiers are immune to, like, death. Right? His soldiers can still die, but it means that it takes a lot more to take them out. I might do another playthrough when I beat this game in like, 10 years. But, oh.
Try and catch me, worm.
So a young Scarlet Fury. They're the elite fighters of the Scarlet Chorus. So they're distinguished by their graceful attacks and murderous persistence. They're actually better armed and trained than most chorus conscripts, and they're found among the vanguard of battle. Their brutal displays of skill inspiring bloodlust in the masses and fear in the enemy. So she's weaving around the Vendrine Guard attackers, avoiding their weapons with fluid grace. She nods to look at you. So a breathless enemy soldier passes glance to her countrymen. This one's crazy. Too much lead in her water. We should cut our losses and turn back.
Harbinger. Still standing after 3 years of war. Come join me in battle once again. We'll show these children how it's done.
So why is she calling us Harbinger? It's a conquest decision. So the first year of the war, fighting alongside Kairos' soldiers on the field of battle. So yeah. So we basically joined up with the forward elements of the Scarlet Chorus. So they all know each other as Harbingers. Yeah. So it's sort of like, oh, you know, we sort of knew her a little bit. So a Sun Soldier. Okay, well, I should have said that, but I agree to help her fight. For the Realm of Apex charge, Vendrian Guard level their weapons in advance. End conversation. And now, Verse has joined our party. So, we're just gonna go to Linux, and we're just gonna, like, we're gonna freeze this guy. Because we already saw that he was, you know, doing spears and shit. We're gonna skewer one of these guys with Verse, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, so Linux froze him. Verse is still fighting.
You got it. I'll tear your skeleton out by your ass.
That was a crit, I'm guessing. Damn, this guy must think he's pretty good. Well, thrust. We missed. Shit happens, right?
You got it.
Oh, yeah. And I love that voice. It's just so good. So this Sun Soldier, Sun Soldier's near death. So now we can both attack the same guy, and we should kill him soon. And he's gone.
Phew. I can tell you didn't spend the conquest in a diplomat's tent.
So the fighter surveys fresh corpses and nods with satisfaction. If you look here, looks like she joined us. So she has a loyalty of 0 and a fear of 0.
I'm Verse, by the way. But there are more important things to take care of than introductions. Those Vendrian Guard we killed didn't come alone.
So she gestures to the skirmish unfolding in the pass below, shaking her head. We can ask a bunch of different questions. So we can be like, oh, not so fast, what are you doing here? We can say, why are the Vendrian Guard attacking now? Or we can dismiss her. I'm just gonna say, join the battle. I'm ready if you are. Actually, no, not so fast.
The voices of Nerat told me to intercept you at Edgering Ruins before you busied yourself solving all of the camp's problems. Guess I was too late. You're due for a meeting with the Archons, but we should handle the small matter of this ambush first.
So then, why are the Vendrian Guard attacking now?
My guess? The Vendrian Guard are testing our strength in battle, learning how we perform before they organize a real offensive. That, or they're really, really desperate to get beyond the mountains and couldn't wait until nightfall.
So you fight like a storm? What's your role in the army?
A Scarlet Fury, one of the elite killers of our ignoble gang. You'll see more than a few of us around camp, but don't let that fool you. We're a rare breed. Most of the soldiers in the Scarlet Chorus are little more than farmers and children armed with rusted forks. Makes them easier to control. The voices of Nerat called his best fighters to this siege. There must be something important about Vendrian's well, though don't ask me what. The Archon isn't in the habit of spilling secrets.
So now we'll join the battle. I'm ready if you are.
Eager. I like that. Before we go, you might search among the remains of our fallen comrades. Wherever they're bound, I doubt they'll miss their boots, much less any rings or any useful iron they might be clutching.
So rings are basically the currency in this game. So they're first introduced by Kairos in the early years of the Northern Conquest. If I recall, there's gold, silver, and bronze. Actually, I think it might be bronze, iron, and gold is how it works. So here we can go, you should honor the fallen, not pillage them, or I see your point, nice and practical. I'm a mage. Let's be practical.
No reason to pity the fallen. Before long, we might wish we'd joined them here. But at least we'll enjoy heavy pockets and warm toes. For the voices of Nerat!
So, let's go to battle.
I got it.
Nice. Love that voice. So good. So, Tarkus Demos. Eyes forward, no looking back. The Vendrian Guard warrior roars with his falx held high, his words largely lost over the din of combat. It's an enduring symbol of military life. This is falx. Enduring life of military life in the tears. It's adapted from the agrarian scythe of Azur. This curved blade was, in ages past, the weapon of peasants forced into battle. Last century, the nobles of Apex took a liking to the weapon, and it has since become the weapon all serious Vendrian Guard warriors endeavor to master. So essentially, peasants used to use it, and then, nobles were like, I think it's pretty cool, and they fucking took it. So Tarkus Demo, stand aside or your funeral will be over the side of the bluff. Seeing you squarely in his path, the soldier points his weapon your way. So I can say, I applaud your bravery, but I implore you end this foolishness and lay down your arms, or there is no escape, and for Oathbreakers, no surrender. I think Linux would sort of give them a chance. We gave people a chance before, right? So I applaud your bravery, but I implore you to end this foolishness and lay down your arms. Tarkus Demo says, not chance. If I surrender, I'm as good as dead. At least we can drag some Kairos' chosen along our short journey to the void. As he signals his men to charge, the sound of chanting rises from the south, drawing his attention. Scarlet Chorus reinforcements hurry. Alright, so there's some Scarcore, as I call them. Mocking Blaze. Run down the Oathbreakers, let none escape. From the red mob of reinforcements from the south, a blood chanter emerges at the head of the rabble. The ornamental crest of her staff pulsing with crimson tones. Signing sigils of magic and wordlessly moving her mouth. The blood chanter scribes a series of spells into the air. A red glow surrounds the Vendrian Guard warriors as the chanter's magic worms its way into their minds, binding them with rage. Tarkus Demo says, hold position, all of you. You there, keep to the path. Warrior gestures along Canyon Trail, but the soldiers turn their attention to the Scarlet Chorus roaring challenges. No, don't engage them, we need to run! His orders falling on deaf ears, the warrior reluctantly readies his weapon. As you can see, we gave him a chance to leave. Didn't really want to, but his guys are down because of the blood chanter. So, it's time. Execute Order 66. Alright, so I think focus on Tarkus Demos is one of the easiest ways. Looks like we missed. As well thrust at him too. We do have some health. So I'll take some health. And then we thrust. So verse. Alright. So all we need to do is fuck him up. Kill him. Fuck him up. Fuck him up. Take another health drink. Luckily we haven't had a wound yet, so I'm honestly surprised. But let's try to freeze him. Okay, that killed him. Nice. Alright, so verse. Take a little bit of health drink. And then attack him. Take some more. I'm not super conservative about anything that I fucking do in these games. It's generally, you're generally good, Then we go over here, we're gonna help out. Didn't need to. So a crescent runner. Come quick, we have a situation on the cliffside. They have the commander. End conversation. So he runs away, mocking Blaze. So on easier difficulties, you can actually, save a lot of these Scarlet Chorus people. Not this time. Alright, so yeah. So it's as we go.
Moving cautiously.
Okay, so pressing Alt gets us into it's a stealth, and if you do Tab, you can actually look and see everything in the environment that you're allowed to mess around with. So I'll be using both of those, but let's go up here and let's see what we can do. So P-Locks Tyrell. Stow your weapons or we find out how long a man screams before hitting the ravine down below. Cornered between a precipitous drop and a band of angry soldiers, The Oathbreaker Warrior holds a disfavored officer at some point. Oathbreaker Warrior, we've already been over that. Scurum, worry not for me, Graven Ash will protect. Disfavored officer winces, blood seeping from the seams of his bracers and cuirass. Monkey Blaze, you heard the man. He plainly invited you to use that little blade of yours. What are you waiting for? Permission from your pimp? This blade? With a jerk of the knife, he slices off a clump of Drastus's matted hair. If you're so eager to see your ally dead, just step closer. So we can say, release the prisoner, you might know the inside of a cell. We have to help Drastus and attack, or you heard Drastus, let him die. Release the prisoner, you might know the inside of a cell. And I'm sure that cell will have daily visits from Scarlet Chorus Cads thirsty for a bit of torture. Shakes his head, pulling the captive closer. I'd rather take my chances with death. Mocking Blaze. Now that's unfair. I assure you it's more a hunger for torture than a thirst, but you are correct. We have no charity left for those who have laughed at our mercy once before. Blood Chanter slams her staff on the ground, curling her fingers with a quivering hand. If you fools won't deal with him, maybe I will. Stone Shield. Whatever you're thinking, don't. Not until Commander Drastus is safe. Unfortunately, we don't have much influence with the Vendrian Guard. So, to give you a little bit of backstory, the first time I played, I actually dealt with the Vendrian Guard, and you have options where you're basically like, you know who I am? And the guy's like, oh shit, like, okay, I surrender. As it is, we don't have anything. So, like, we can only attack. So, we have to help Drastus. Gain wrath with Scarlet Chorus, gain favor with disfavored. Tyrell dashes the blade across Drastus' throat. Blood gushes out from the commander's neck, drowning out his final words. Tyrell points the blade knife toward you. Death to Kairos, death to the Archons. The moment Drastus' body falls to the ground, the disfavored soldiers pounce forward, quickly reducing the Oathbreaker to a bloody mess. But he kills him, and then he trips, I guess. Aurora. Drastus' death will be a setback. He was a fine steward of the steadfast. Aurora swallows, her lips pursed with anger. But with the losses we've sustained in the war, I'm the next in command. I will aspire to be half the leader Drastus was. One of the soldiers found some mage blather on the Oathbreakers. Aurora holds up a rolled sheaf of parchment. I figured you being trained in letters could perhaps... so she looks down at the papers, her face blushing, quickly thrusts the sheaf toward you. And literacy is rare in the Northern Empire, where the disfavored are born and trained. So, you know, they mostly deal in fighting. They don't really care about, like, reading, right? So, she doesn't know how to read, and she's in command. Shit happens, right? Examine the parchment. It repeats the same messages in different writing scripts. The parchment explains the Vendrian Guard's desire to overthrow Kairos, his Archons, and rout their armies from the tiers. The pages aren't addressed to any specific reader, but rather openly invites all who remain loyal to the Younger Realms to gather at Vendrian's Well. So, we have two options, which is we can say what's going on, or we can say, this looks like garbage. Like I said, I'm gonna be joining the Scarlet Chorus this game, most likely. I'll probably replay, and I'll do a different method, and I'll tell you guys more about it probably next time. But I'll say it's recruitment material. They're trying to bring more traitors to the fight. Aurora, there were likely other groups trying to flee the valley, but we can rest knowing we stopped this one. A shame it's at such a high cost. The Archons are expecting you at the disfavored war camp. When you're ready to leave, exit by the southeast gate and keep going that way through the foothills. So we end the conversation. Mocking Blaze and her run off. So yeah, interestingly, we can't save him. So we get a sigil of distant impact, some mead, quick finger bangles, and honor guards bronze falcons. So we'll take all, and we can look at the blood. So once pure water of Queen Licarius's tears has run red with blood since Kairos' forces invaded. And then let's just...
On it.
Just go, man, that voice is just so good. So
Can't
over,
do that.
okay. But over here, there's another handprint. There's a rope. Probably guessing where I'm coming at. But if you click, we don't have enough athletics to climb the rope. So, I'm not gonna lie, our character is sort of shitty with anything physical. I did that on purpose. So, torn banner bears scratched out icon disfavored. The army's original symbol is lost to history, and Graven Ash has never ordered a replacement, preferring the blasted icon over all others. So we can talk to Tarkus Demos. I think we fought him before. We can go to Cosma. Fatebinder, 1 hour to have one of Tunin's court visit our humble holdfast. Need supplies. Bursting with energy, the merchant slams her palm down the top of the crate. If so, you come to the right place. So what will be a day? So we can say, how's trade? And she basically says, well, this is a service posting, so there's no profit up here on the pass. That's Herchian Bronze's orders. But when we march out of the valley, back on my own schedule. And here's to hoping this year's a good one. The Overlord forbids the extortion of the pathways. Good thing, too, because in years past, I'd lose most of my profits to tolls. Couldn't turn a copper if I tried to haul long distance. And we can say, I trust you've been granted proper stewardship of the goods you're peddling. Well, you see, Fatebinder. Merchant cranes her head to the side, scratching her neck. I think so. I've been handing these bits of scraps. She says, but I'm not a woman of letters. Numbers are my strength, as you can well imagine. I can say, let me see those. Certainly good, Fatebinder. She hands you a scroll case while wearing a quizzical expression. So, I can say a cursory read indicates this merchant is granted the unlimited right to trade in a logistical capacity. While not supporting an active battle, she has the right to trade grain, copper, and olives anywhere in the tiers. You can say, where'd you get these? Herchian Bronze acquired these on my behalf from Archon Tunin's agents, I believe. And she says, do you see any issues? We can go back up and read. So she can trade in a logistical capacity. So she can trade grain, copper, and olives. So I can say, yeah, sure, this all seems in order. Well, naturally, just because we fight dirty doesn't mean we trade dirty. Well, most of the time at least. And I can say, let's see what you have. And she has weapons. So obviously I was just sort of like, yeah, looks like you have all your shit, because trying to help out. But so far, I think that's gonna be the end of this episode. I don't know what the fuck to call these. This recording sesh, if you will. So I just want to thank you guys for watching this. When we continue, we'll probably get into the Archon's camp. But first, we're going to be dealing with these guys who are arguing down here. In the meantime, I just want to thank everyone for watching. I hope that you all have a great day, a great week. And this is just Black Mama 44 out.